All right, as you probably recall from the warm-up, this is a kind of a pain to try to graph. This is not so difficult to graph because we can recognize our vertex and our rate of change, our temporary rate of change. Um, so let's go ahead and learn how to convert from standard form to vertex form. So here's our example one. Here we have no leading coefficient. This is the easier version. There's no number before the x. We're going to deal with a coefficient in a moment, so enjoy it while it's easy. First step, we're going to write the original equation, but we're going to write our current c, that plus 32, kind of off to the side. And we do that because this does not help us complete the square. And we need to complete the square in order to convert this to vertex form. Okay, so it's the same equation. I've just kind of left some space there. Now I'm going to determine what I need to add as my little c if I were, since I'm completing the square here. What do I need to add? Well, I need to add 36. You should know how to get that by now. Half of 12 is 6. 6 squared is 36. Now, I'm going to add it to the equation, but because I can't really add it over here at the same time, I'm going to subtract it at the same time. And it seems kind of silly, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 36 and subtract 36 all at the same time. Because now what have I changed my equation by? 0. Right? And I'm allowed to do that all I want. I can add all the zeros in the world, and that's not going to mess up my equation. And I can't forget my little plus 32 from up there. Okay, so I still have the same equation. It's looking kind of ugly, but I have a reason for it. Now, I can rewrite my perfect square trinomial as the square of a binomial and simplify it. This is what you learned to do the other day. Because if you look, right there, I have my perfect square trinomial. And then this stuff I just have to simplify. All right? So I'm going to have f of x equals, well, what is the square of binomials of this? It's going to be x plus 6 squared. Right? Because this and this are equal. And now I just need to think, well, what's negative 36 plus 32 is negative 4. And there's my answer. Now I have my h, I have my k, and I can easily graph this. Here's your checkpoint. Go ahead and give it a shot. Yes, you might notice I had to fix this. I forgot x. Yes, I'm waiting for you to pause. Oh, you already paused and came back. All right, congratulations. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this in vertex form. So I rewrote the whole thing. I left my little space. Now here's the trick that I didn't want to show you before. I can just, when I figure out what my c is to add, I can add it and subtract it right in that little space. Look at that. Plus 16 minus 16. Now I'm going to write that as the square of a binomial. Y equals x minus 4 squared. And I simplified that at the same time. Minus 1. Boom! And I'm done. Moving on. Now, oh, look at that. We have a leading coefficient. A negative 1, no less. Aren't you glad this is the one that I'm walking you through? F of x equals negative 2x squared plus 12x minus 21. And we're going to rewrite that in vertex form. Again, I'm going to rewrite it, but I'm going to move c kind of off to the side. Okay. Now, because of that leading coefficient, I can't complete the square yet, right? So I'm going to factor this leading coefficient out. The greatest common factor, I'm going to factor that out. What is the greatest common factor? Negative 2. So I'm going to factor that out. F of x then equals negative 2 times x squared minus 6x. Close the parentheses, minus 21. Yes, I left space there for a reason. I'm going to complete the square, but again, I'm going to add and subtract c at the same time so that I'm adding 0. And I'm going to do both of those inside the parentheses. Why do I need to keep that inside the parentheses? Because I've factored out -2. And that's going to become important in a moment. Okay, so what's the c I need to add? I need to add 9. So I'm going to add 9 and subtract 9 all in that area all at once. F of x equals -2 plus 9 and minus 9. Close the parentheses, minus 21. Can't forget that minus 21. Don't forget about it. Now I'm going to move out that -9. But I can't just take it out because it's being multiplied by that -2, right? So when I move that out, oh sorry, I'm on this step right here. When I move that out, I have to multiply it by that greatest common factor that I had factored out. So let's do that now. Did you get the same thing? -9 times a -2 is 18. So when I moved it out, I changed it to a positive 18. And now I can do what I did before. I'm going to rewrite what's in the parentheses there as this right now is a perfect square trinomial. I'm going to rewrite it as the square of a binomial. And then I'm going to simplify what's at the end. Woohoo! And I'm back at vertex form. There's my A, there's my H, there's my K. Done. Here's your checkpoint. All right. So I rewrote it. I left a big space. Except I actually didn't need to, but whatever. I'm going to factor out that 3. Now, into that big space, I'm going to add and subtract my c at the same time. And now I'm going to pull out that -9, but I've got to multiply it by 3. It's going to be minus 27. And now I can factor this into the square of a binomial. And simplify that last part. Okay. Now, I have a little bit of a challenge, not really a challenge, but I had to make sure that my answers here were correct, I had to multiply this back out to make sure that I was getting back here. I checked my work for you guys. Aren't you proud of me? So that I wouldn't in class go, oh yeah, 5 times 2 isn't 20. So I went ahead and I just had to multiply this back out, convert it back to standard form. So here's my little challenge for you. Rewrite this in standard form. Oh, but don't before you go too far, or maybe it's too late. Don't forget this part, because that's an exponent, you need to deal with this first. All right. Now go ahead and pause and try it. Okay. So f of x. When I multiplied this out, I ended up with x squared minus 4x plus 4. Don't forget my minus 3. And now I can just distribute that 2 across. And now I just need to combine my like terms and make sure it's in standard form. Whew, done. All right, I'll see you guys. Ooh, that was a short video compared to most of these. Okay, I'll see you guys in class.